Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Lakeland, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, on the sidelines as well. And how about we check the numbers for him?
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Fox and Castle are their guards. Vassell pairs with Barnes to make up the forward pair. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5 spot. And for the Hawks, filling the perimeter slots are Daniels and Rizachet. Johnson and Okongwu man the post position. And it's Alexander Walker in at the point. Well, Greg, hadn't this been a fun season so far? And it feels like the highlights just become more and more spectacular.
And that's because these guys are so competitive, trying to constantly one-up each other. And the fans are the beneficiaries.
Wembanyama, no good. Here's Rizachet. And it's off from three-point range. Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Vassell looking comfortable and confident from the corner.
They set the screen. Okongwu finds Alexander Walker. Johnson in the corner. 6 to shoot. To the paint. Here's Okongwu. And Okongwu slams it in.
And this has been an emerging part of Johnson's game. He is getting better at making smart passes.
Pass to Wembanyama. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Outside Daniels. Here's Alexander Walker. Guarded by Fox. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Well, oftentimes illegal screens fall into a gray area, but that time he got called for it.
And Greg, with Stephon Castle winning the 2025 Rookie of the Year award, the Spurs went back-to-back in that category.
Yeah, of course, Victor Wembanyama winning that same award in 24. Just more confirmation that these Spurs are building something special.
So it's the Hawks after the basket by San Antonio. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Well, that could take him off the floor. Not what he wanted right there. 2 fouls in the first quarter.
And the Hawks making a change here. Gaze checked in. Greg, their offensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the D and attacking.
Fader on the way. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Vassell.
You can't have a better start than that, connecting on 4 of your first 5 field goal attempts.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
I briefly spoke with Quinn Snyder. I wanted to know what his defensive scheme was against De'Aaron Fox, and he told me we need to limit transition opportunities because that's when he's really dangerous. Speed is one of his biggest strengths, so we need to slow the game down to our pace. Let's see if they're able to accomplish it. Back to you.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. And that one is good.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Hawks trail by 9. Outside Daniel. Back to Rizachet. Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Rizachet. 5 to shoot. To end the run. Rebound San Antonio. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, the bench changed the game. What a shot in the arm to this offense. That second unit was incredible.
And Atlanta has possession. Following the missed shot by De'Aaron Fox. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. to Rizichet. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Alexander Walker. And the shot falls short this time.
Yeah, players avoid taking mid-range shots these days. It's almost like the threes are easier for players to get.
Fox passes to Wembanyama. And thus far in his career, GA, Victor Wembanyama is averaging well over 3 blocks per game.
Matter of fact, if he can maintain this rate, he's on pace to average the most blocks of any player in NBA history, surpassing the towering Mark Eaton.
No good on that one. And just as players, Greg, have used technology to train, it sounds like officials are now doing the same thing.
Yeah, whether it's the training app on their phones or VR headsets, cameras tracking their positioning on the floor, and even where they're looking, we'll see how much of a difference all this tech makes.
And the second free throw, good. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, the Atlanta Hawks this summer, adding free agents Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard, this team is now possessing a stacked wing rotation. And with this infusion of playmaking and shooting, guys, they could be pretty tough to deal with now.
Wow, a team to be reckoned with. All right, Shams, we thank you for the report.
Everyone's watching. Let's see the move. Keep it going.
Cornette, he's checked in for San Antonio. Now some of the numbers NBA wingmen have been putting up from the field this season are truly impressive. Have a look at the top shooters among them. Keldon Johnson, number 1.
And when you've got a player like him who can shoot that efficiently on the perimeter, it gives you a remarkably dependable option every time down the floor.
Well, in this league, your wings need to provide reliable scoring. It puts so much pressure on the defense if they're able to do that, and he's been incredible in that regard.
Atlanta making some changes. Leachy's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Dyson Daniel. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Champagne's checked in. Pass to Alexander Walker. Johnson the screen. Shot clock at 5. Trying to get something going. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. San Antonio leading by 10. To the inside, here's Champagnie. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter. Harper, and Harper slams it in.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Well, the score reflects it. They've just been the better team all the way around.
And the slam dunk by Johnson.
My goodness, Johnson is quick off the floor, and he has a lot of power.
And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the 76ers. Harper the pass to Champagnie. 1:07 left here in the first quarter.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And from the opening tip, they've been locked in. Just look at the score. That tells you all you need to know.
Here's Alexander Walker. He's guarded by Harper. Back to Alexander Walker. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound by Sohan. Spurs leading by 12. To the middle. Here's Johnson. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Well, these days, interior offense takes great determination and discipline.
Alexander Walker with the ball. He's guarded by Harper. Alexander Walker up top. This game he had 12. Shoots over Harper. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
On the attack, right from the tip. They've been relentless offensively.
Well, they haven't been challenged so far. Everything they're doing seems to be working.
So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. They've got Kennard, also Wallace out there. And it's Njai in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Wallace following the bucket by the Spurs. Pass to Njai. Here's Krejci. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Njai. Over Wembanyama. Njai's shot is off.
Well, he's certainly more than capable of hitting that shot, but somehow, even with no defense, he came away empty.
Kicks it out to Johnson. And here's Harper from the arc. Rebound by the Hawks. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And I love the way they just came right out at them in that game, determined to attack the ring.
Well, that gave them a huge edge in the game because free throw shooting often determines the outcome.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now, here's Harper. 8 points his last outing. Inside, here's Wembanyama.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
The Hawks trail by 16. Then last season, Tim, Paul Millsap retired. He was an all-star in each of his 4 years in Atlanta.
Well, he helped guide the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals back in 2015. That team overachieved through chemistry, and this group hopes to do the same thing.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Switch here. Fox is checked in. While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
Ricochet up top, covered by Johnson. Pass to Newell. Over Wembanyama. And the rejection by Wembanyama. And right now, let's watch that terrific swat.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
Four on the shot clock. Here's Ricochet. That one a little long. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Spurs. Only giving up 2 points this quarter.
Quick lift off the floor there. Jeremy Sohan.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Johnson sets the screen for Ricochet. Down low, here's Newell, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And you can tell Ricochet has a great basketball IQ. He spots the opening and delivers the pass on time.
Now, here's Fox. Playing Oklahoma City, he was nearly unstoppable. And the foul on Dyson Daniel. That's his first foul. Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. Then for the Spurs, Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Jeremy Sohan. Vassell comes in for Keldon Johnson. And Castle is subbed in for Harper. Here's Fox. Nothing on the board. Goes up on the high post. A rebound by Johnson.
And that was a breakdown defensively, but he couldn't take advantage.
And Jim, breaking down Jalen Johnson's game, what jumps out to you?
Well, Kevin, I think it's his versatility. He can really do everything out there. And when you combine it with his size and athleticism, he's got star written all over him.
And the dunk by Barnes.
How about the awareness there from Fox? You got to love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
Here's Krejci, coming off a stellar performance against Philadelphia. Bounce pass from Ricochet. Here's Okongwu. Good defense by Wembanyama.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Wembanyama throws it down.
There is no stopping that. Wembanyama with the forceful finish.
Johnson outside. To the paint. It's tipped. Fox with the steal. Vassell outside. To the middle. Here's Wembanyama. Rebound by the Hawks. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
Well, I mean, they lost their last matchup with this team, and foul trouble really plagued them throughout the game.
Well, that was called pretty tightly, and I don't think they ever adjusted to the way the game was being called. Big reason why they lost.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, the Hawks are trying to involve everyone to take some of the load off Trae Young. Coach Quinn Snyder said, we've been intentional about that. Trae can't do this by himself, and he knows that. Frankly, no player can. Figuring out the ways he can be efficient has been the idea, and he's been making those plays. Back to you guys.
Okay, Allie, thanks. And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Making a change here. Alexander Walker's checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Jeremy Sohan's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Here's Alexander Walker. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Rizachet. So, Greg, you played in the league over a decade. What's the toughest thing about being a pro basketball player?
Lots of things. To me, it's just keeping your spot. Every year, there's just so much talent coming in. So holding on to a place on the roster, and that can be as difficult as anything.
Fox, no good. The Hawks trail by 21. Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. Daniels against Castle. Daniels kicks to Okongwu. Clock at 4. Okongwu with a screen on Fox. And Okongwu slams it in.
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standard, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
Here's Castle. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Bounce pass from Zohan. Fox from outside sinks the three-pointer. Fox has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that quick shot by Fox is something you know he has worked on religiously. Nice finish.
Lobbed up there for Johnson and stolen by Vassell. On the wing, Fox. Castle, no one around him. And it's good off the back rim and in. Castle's got his second basket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Rizachet, covered by Vassell. Clock at 6. Lets it go. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. And so it's San Antonio, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
I'm joined now by Coach Quinn Snyder, and they were giving you some trouble in transition. How do you slow them down?
Well, I think we had a couple early where we were in good positions. We just didn't make the right read, and that's the biggest thing. But more than anything, whether it's a make or a miss or a turnover, we just got to really sprint back and be urgent.
The sense of urgency is key. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, thank you for that interview. And now we're at halftime, and we'll be back to bring you more basketball after this.
Greetings, Shaq, Kenny, and EJ here as we tip off the show with a look at our midseason Eastern Conference standings.
Taking a look at the Hawks, they've stayed in the mix. A few people predicted they might regress. Clearly, that hasn't been the case. They continue to hum along. It'll be interesting to see how they close out this year.
And looking now at that first half, anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong for the Hawks.
They are out of sync. Too much individual play. They got to work together to create better looks.
Hard to argue with that, given their field goal percentage here. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Well, and I expect they're going to continue to lean on him as we continue in this game. Why not? The way he's playing right now offensively.
And so it's Atlanta with it. On the court right now for the Spurs. Filling the perimeter spots are Castle and Vassell. Barnes operates at the 4 with Wembanyama at the 5. And it's Fox in at the point.
Well, he is a very mobile 6'9" wing, and Johnson is showing you he's a perfect pick-and-roll partner.
Three-pointer, Fox hands it from downtown. Fox has got 6 points.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Rizachet finds Okongwu. Back to Rizachet, and the dunk by Rizachet.
Yeah, if you give Rizachet a chance at the rim, he's going to make you pay.
Okongwu is now starting, Tim, and coming off the bench his first handful of seasons, I think got him ready for this role he's in right now.
He has been a good defender from day one, but his offensive game now starting to show some growth. He's stretching his shooting range, and he is showing you some growth as a playmaker as well.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And let's see some of the numbers here for Okongwu. He's been having a nice year. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, with some guys, we always talk about potential. What I like about him, he comes to work every night and actually produces.
Pass to Rizachet. No good on the triple.
Well, you have a feeling this would be a completely different game if it wasn't for his brutal shooting performance.
Throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a three-point play.
Well, Castle's showing his ability to create and finish when the defense overcommits.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
72% at the line this season. He has yet to set himself apart in that department.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
So, Tim, and I can see it in my mind's eye, you won that three-point contest back in '96. What's the key to success in that event in particular?
Oh, yeah, what a great night. And I think, Kevin, there's a few things. First, I just think you've got to have a short, compact release, because then you're not going to rush at the end to make sure you get all 25 balls up. But I also think part of it, for me, I got to shoot first after the warm-up introductions because I was still loose. I didn't have to sit there for 20 or 30 minutes during commercial breaks. I think that helped me win the title that night.
A little strategy. Let's take a quick look at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. Creating points off turnovers have been the calling card for these teams. The fourth spot held by the Hawks.
They've shown a tremendous ability to cash in on their opponent's mistakes, creating offense with their defense.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. Okongwu with the screen for Rizachet. And it's Okongwu slamming it down.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
And he showed you great timing as well. Offensive rebounding, one of his specialties.
So it's the Spurs now after the basket by Atlanta. Vassell, the pass to Wembanyama. Lays it up and banks it in. Wembanyama has got 16 points.
Third quarter off to a great start offensively. That's 3 of their first 4 they've made.
Johnson with a screen on Fox. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. We felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Outside Daniels. Inside. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
All it takes is a half second of carelessness, and someone will be rocking the rim going the other way.
Here's Wembanyama following the bucket by the Hawks. Just 5 on the clock. From downtown, and it's Rizachet with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And now, Allie Lepore says something for us from the sideline.
Hey guys, Jalen Johnson, great in the two-man game, and he talked about how he operates off the pocket pass. He said, quote, it's simple. You got to read before the catch. Point 5, quick decisions. Just how quarterbacks have progressions with receivers, I have progressions in the pocket, and I read those. Kevin?
Okay, Allie, we thank you. The Hawks shooting their first free throws of the night.
2 shots. Last on the first.
And that one falls for Okongwu. And the Hawks making a change here. Gaze checked in. Both free throws good from Okongwu. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Barnes outside. Back to Fox. Wembanyama, a screen on Daniels. And stolen by Okongwu. Rizachet with it, and it's Vassell picking him up. Rizachet with it, and they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Clock is at 3. Here's Alexander Walker off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Still searching for his first bucket of the night. He is struggling, and so is his team.
To end the cold streak, Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Daniels from outside. Spurs leading by 20. So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season, he came in second in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Figures to be a problem for a long time.
And the Hawks with possession here, following the bucket by the Spurs. To the inside, and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
And a moment here to check out the stats for Victor Wembanyama. Putting up 26 points per, 12 rebounds, and almost 3.5 blocks. And his defensive presence inside, not to be overlooked. He builds a wall around the basket.
Yeah, these are the marks of a great defender. Blocking shots, altering shots, and then just blowing up a team's offensive rhythm.
And the Hawks making a change here. Newell's checked in. Then for the Spurs, Jeremy Sohan's checked in for Barnes. Johnson comes in for Devin Vassell. And it's Harper in for Castle.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Connects from three-point range. Rizachet's got his second basket of the night. And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. 1:09 left in the third. Here's Wembanyama. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 5 assists tonight. Pass to Gay. And here's Daniels. Offline with his 3. Inside, here's Sohan.
Yeah, he gives up a few inches to most of his matchups, but his ability to rise above always gives him a chance.
Now Daniels. No scoring in this one. Pass to Alexander Walker. Back to Daniels. Rizachet in the corner. Launches a 3. A rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama has got 9 rebounds now tonight. And the foul on Dyson Daniels. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
Now here's Johnson. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. That one drops for him.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Spurs out in front, opening up a huge gap. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. We've got Johnson. Wallace is out there with Luke Kennard. And it's Krejci in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. On the wing, Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from 11. Harper against Wallace. Harper, no good.
Well, that's a shot he should make a majority of the time.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Gay misses.
Well, the defense did just enough to force that miss because he is a good finisher.
Harper the pass to Cornette. Here's Champagny. Here's Cornette over Johnson. Cornette can't get it to go. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Wallace outside. So when you look at different approaches to player recovery, from load management, say, Tim, to rub some dirt on it and get back in there, where do you stand on all of that?
Well, I do think teams have done a better job of trying to make sure players are protected from themselves and make sure they're getting enough rest. But I also think there are times guys should be allowed to play through certain types of minor injuries.
And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-hander.
Guys, straight power there, straight power. Kennard setting the pick for Wallace. To the wing on the left. Now, here's Johnson. Guarded close. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, even with all that contact, Johnson makes scoring look effortless.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
They bullied the defense here in the paint. Look at all of those buckets inside. Just hard to defend in the paint.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
Harper against Wallace. Now here's Harper. He's covered closely, and it's sent back by Okongwu. Takes the 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Johnson kicks to Wallace. Okongwu with a screen on Harper. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And that's now his 4th turnover. He's just been too careless with the basketball.
Jordan McLaughlin's checked in for San Antonio. San Antonio's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Pass to Johnson. And the layup falls.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Here's Okongwu. It's Okongwu slamming it down.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Nasty. This building is stud. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Now here's Johnson, guarded by Risache. And Cornette gets it to go.
A point-blank range. That is too easy.
Outside Daniels. Down low. It's tipped. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. A different look now for San Antonio. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Luke Cornett. And it's Bryant in for Jordan McLaughlin. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. San Antonio making a switch here. Champagne's checked in.
Julian Champagne.
And the Spurs with possession here. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Pass to Olynyk. Johnson surveying the floor. Screen by Olynyk. To the paint. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Riza finds Johnson. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
Well, he's certainly not the reason they're down. If they're going to grab the lead here, more guys are going to have to step up.
Now, here's Harper. Defense is right there. Champagnie. And a miss there on the triple.
He created the opening. He got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Johnson against Johnson. Pass to Alexander Walker. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Alexander Walker's got his first 3 points of the game.
He's an absolute beast to deal with for the defense. Sometimes he can even leave you feeling helpless.
Johnson outside. Now here's Harper. Defended by Alexander Walker. Pass to Okongwu and taken away by Johnson. Now here's Harper. He's tightly guarded. Shoots over Alexander Walker. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Hawks have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Spurs.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Victor Wembanyama.
Well, offensively, he was about as locked in as you can be, and his team continued to find him.
The Spurs have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Harper the pass to Olynyk. Now, here's Johnson. Back to Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Winning away from home takes nerve and great discipline. Kudos to them.
Wallace against Harper. Pass to Newell. Second chance shot, and it's good on the way in.
Yeah, scoring off of missed shots. That's a big part of his game.
And here is Harper. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Victor Wembanyama.